this time we have four equations with fractions. So to solve for x or to solve for the given variable, first step is we have to make sure that for a fraction like this, we have to make sure that we need to get rid of the denominator of 2/3, which is 3. So for 2/3 x minus 5 equals 2, to get rid of the denominator 3, because I hate fractions, I know you hate fractions too, I'll go ahead and get the multiply everything by the denominator 3. Here we go. 3, 3, and 3. Now the reason why we are multiplying every term by the denominator 3 is because, once again, is because we hate fractions. So we just want to get rid of 3 by multiplying every term by 3. So I'll go ahead and get rid of 3, 3, and now I have 2x. Let me use the black marker here. So for the first term, I got rid of the denominator 3. I got 2x. 3 times negative 5. Using your calculator or mental math is going to give you negative or minus 15 equals 3 times 6. 3 times 2 is 6. There you go. We just got rid of the denominator 3. Now this time we're going to apply your algebra swag by moving that minus 15 over to that equal sign. Okay, over to that equal sign. So that minus 15, when we move that over, it becomes the opposite of plus, becomes, or we can say the inverse of subtraction is addition, becomes plus 15. And now we have 2x. Let's simplify. 6 plus 15 will give us 21. But because we want to have x alone, the operation between 2 and x is multiplication. So we'll go ahead and get the inverse of multiplication, which is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2, so we can get rid of that. The numerical coefficient of x, which is 2, so divide both sides by 2, and now x is equal to 21 over 2, or 10.5. Okay. Now let's move on to problem number 2. Okay. For number 2, we have two fractions. We have 2/3 and 1/3. But it should not be a problem because they have the same denominator. So still same rule. You hate the fractions, get rid of fractions by multiplying everything by 3. 3, 3. So multiply every term by the denominator 3, 3, 3, so we can get rid of that nasty denominator 3. I hate it. I don't like that denominator 3. So here we go. Now we have 2x. The product of 3 and 2 is giving you 6. And see that 3 and the denominator 3, we can just cancel the denominator 3. And now we have a remaining 1. There you go. Once again, we need that x alone, so we should move that 6 over the equal sign. Okay, that plus 6 over will be changed to minus 6. Okay, 2x equals, when I was in preschool, I learned that 1 minus 6 will give you negative 5. Okay, and then the inverse of 2x, the inverse operation of between 2 and x is division. So we need to get rid of that numerical coefficient 2 by dividing both sides by 2. So x should give you negative 5 over 2, or in decimal, it should give you negative 2.5. That's the final answer for number 2. Okay? You know, you can always pause it and review the steps for numbers 1 and 2. Let's move on to 4. Okay, now, we have a problem this time. The problem with number 4 is, let me go ahead and draw a line here and here. Okay. The problem with number 3 is, we got two fractions, but the denominators are not the same. So we have 5 and 4. Now, if you want to get rid of 5 first, we'll go ahead and get rid of 5 first. Or 4, it's up to you. But this time, I'm just going to start with 5. So, multiply, once again, multiply everything by 5. Because the first denominator is 5, so I'm using 5. I'll go ahead and get rid of 5. And now that remains 2x. 5 times negative 4 should give you negative 20 equals, because 5 and 4 are not similar, so we cannot cancel them. Instead, we can multiply that 5 to the numerator 3, which is 15, and just copy your denominator 4. Now we're done getting rid of 5. Let's move on and get rid of that 4 by multiplying everything by 4. Here we go. Now 4 times 2 is 8x. 4 times negative 20 should be negative 80 equals, because we got 4 and 4, we can go ahead and get rid of that 4s, of that denominator 4. And now we have 15. Here we go. Don't have fractions, we can just move minus 80 over 8x equals 15. Your minus 80 over becomes plus 80. Okay? And I believe if you add 15 and 80, that will become 95. And divide both sides by 8. 8x is equal to, so we canceled out the numerical coefficient a, and we got x alone. Now we have 95 over 8. I can't do mental math for the decimal, so you guys go ahead and just press 95 divided by 8 for the final answer in decimal. Okay, we're done with one fraction. We're done with two fractions with the same denominators. We're done with two fractions with different denominators. So let's go ahead and master the last part, which is, again, two fractions with different denominators. So let me use this one. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of that denominator 2 by multiplying everything by 2. Okay? Cancel out the 2's. Right now, see that 1, the numerator 1? We can say it's 1x, but in algebra, it is proper to say just simply x instead of saying 1x. Okay, here we go. 2 times 5 should give you 10 equals, now here's the problem. 2 and 3, we cannot cancel them out. So we're just going to multiply 2 to the numerator of the fraction, which is another 2. And now you have 4 over, and then copy the denominator, 3. Okay. Now, we need to get rid of that 3. I hate it. I hate every time I see fractions. So let me get rid of that 3 by multiplying everything by 3. Okay? So here we go. 3 times x, 3x, 3 times 10, 30, and we can cancel out the 3. That's cool. And now you have a 4. Now using your algebra swag, we're going to move that plus 30 over becomes the inverse of plus, which is minus 30. Okay? Now I remember when I was in first grade, I did 4 minus 30. Okay? And I got negative, I hope this is right, negative 26. I don't know, you guys check that one. I think it's negative 26. Divide both sides by, because we want to have x alone, and the numerical coefficient of x is 3, then we'll go ahead and divide both sides by 3. X is equal to negative 26 over 3. That's the final answer. Now, can we divide 26 by 3? Can we get the lowest term of that? Well, use your calculator. Final answer is x is equal to negative 26 over 3. Ciao.